So race 1 in the Frostbites here at DJ. Conditions for today are around 12 to 14 knots, so really pleasant conditions. But the key factor in this race that we found out is the tide that runs pretty much straight down the course, so we reckon there's about 2 knots of tide. So you can see us really struggling to get up to the line and hold our spot. Jamie and Fiacre and the Melges just on our port bow, really nice positioning there from them at the start, really making us work to get any sort of a gap. So we're about 2 boat lengths off the start line when the gun goes. Yeah, so the strong tide really didn't help us in getting up towards the line, but thankfully we got a decent bit of speed. The boys beneath us kind of led us away with our poor start and gave us that room to leeward. But straight away you can see us looking to our right, just seeing if we've got a lane to tack. So on the right hand side of the course it's shallower, so we reckon that if we head out there we'll be in a bit less tide, and we thought that's where the gains in the course would be today. So just as we tack you can already see that there's 2 boats have the same idea as us, and they're also just trucking out to the right hand side of the course. So just fast forwarding to about 2/3 of the way up the beat. We throw an attack here. We just want to touch base with the other boat that we're racing against. We don't want too much separation, so we're heading out just towards the middle of the course. Not really where we want to be, but we thought it's best just to consolidate our position, try and juggle both boats. We're quite lucky that the boat beneath us also tacked and is just now following us out. So it's really just risk-free here, risk management. Join back up with the other boat. We reckon we're a little bit ahead, so we just kind of had that margin in our back pocket. So Jamie and Fiacre throw an attack here, and straight away we're attacking again just to cover them. Just lead them in towards that starboard ley line at the windward mark. So we're just coming up to what we think is the ley line for the weather mark. So you can see we're pretty much pointing at the mark. Most people would say we're comfortably making it, but as we fast forward the footage here, you'll see the effect of the tide coming into play here, and we end up being under the ley line by about 2 boat lengths by the time we get to the weather mark. So throwing a quick tack here, cross Jamie and Fiacre just about, and then again we just tack right in front of them just to weather them, giving them some nice dirty air, and we just about get past the weather mark. And as we round you can see the tide on it, and unfortunately for Jamie and Fiacre they had to do a double tack, and I think they hit the mark as well. But as we go to hoist the kite you can see it's an absolute shambles. I get tangled up, sheets, main sheet and the retrieval line are all sort of tied together. So I'm not really sure how that happened, but I think it was because the bungee for the retrieval system basically was way too slack, and there was loads of spare line in the boat that just got completely messed up and tangled. So as we're just entangling the spinnaker, we're going way slower than we'd like to be going. You can see DJ anxiously looking over his back shoulder. But once we get the issue sorted, we still have a little bit of a lead. So you can see the other boats just to weather us now creeping into shot. But at this point we catch a really nice gust, and both DJ and myself worked the boat quite nicely. Really nice boat trim. Both crew and helm moving forwards and backwards, just getting onto the surf. And you see now the gains are made because of that. Just keeping the boat right in these waves. Pull ahead. So as we pan the camera back, you can see that we've got a bit of a lead again against the other 2 Melges. So that just makes the dive a lot less stressful. We can kind of take our time with it and just go at our own pace rather than worrying about overlaps and marking. So this second reach a little bit different to the first one. It's much tighter. We also have the tide bring us further downwind, which means we have to sail even higher than we would originally have wanted to. So the whole reach is basically balancing how much power we can have out of the sails versus keeping the boat going in the right direction towards the mark, essentially. So you'll see the jib is kind of half flying, half not. So really just trying to keep the power out of it, but also not have it flapping and dragging. And yeah, I think we had pretty good pace along these reaches. I think our top speed over the day was around 15.6 knots. So we're probably averaging between 12 and 14 on these top reaches, which is quite nice. So as we drop the kite around this leeward mark, we've got a wall of lasers in front of us. So we're just balancing here, getting clean air, but then also staying as far right on the course as possible just to stay out of that ripping tide. So we do a quick little double tack here, just clear air, and then it's just head towards the starboard ley line. So quite a boring race, so to say, not a huge amount of variance in the strategy. You can see one of the boats actually stood on and they made gains on us by just going straight to the starboard ley line. But yeah, we literally just went to the ley line and we're pretty happy with their labelling call here. As you can see, we're quite a way away. We pretty much judged it to perfection, so not bad sailing there from the two of us. So on to the second set of reaches. So as we hoist the kite here, we're just having a look at any of the other boats that are coming upwind that may be near the port ley line. So just avoiding traffic. So straight towards the jibe mark. Not the worst of jibes, nice exit angle out of that from DJ. And we're back on towards the tight reach again. This one we really struggled with. So this one the wind came up just a little bit, the tide is that bit stronger. As we get towards the leeward mark, we start to realise that we are not making it. We just have too much power, so we have to drop the kite early and round up and sail a bit of extra distance. So not ideal, but I think everyone had the same problem as us, so we didn't really lose anything to the boats behind. So the final upwind, we literally just did a one tack beat. So took it all the way to the starboard ley line, tacked, and got to the mark. So pretty much everyone followed us. There wasn't really anything that anyone could do to catch us at this point. So at this point it's just put the kite up, get around the last part of the triangle, and just take the victory towards the finish. So the final reach, so after the last kind of disaster where we missed the leeward mark, we were a bit more careful this time, so you can see the jibs really flagging. We're just trying to gain as much height early on as possible just to give ourselves that window in case there are any gusts. So a little bit of an early drop, we don't quite make the mark, but definitely nowhere near as bad as the last time. Nice tidy rounding, and then it's just sailing to the finish. So after rounding the leeward mark, it's a quick beat just to take us up to the finish line. So just two quick tacks upwind, and that is us through the line, and thankfully we managed to secure the victory. So if you enjoyed watching, make sure to drop us a like on the video, and if you'd like to see more, make sure to hit subscribe. Anyway, that's it for now. See you in the next one.